Hello everyone, my name is Mingyong Son, a musicologist from South Korea, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching my video. And today I'm going to talk about this presentation, as the slide shows, listening to the unheard memories within the intercultural music of Korean diasporic composers. This session shows how Korean diasporic composer has incorporated and transformed with the cultural memory in the music. With this presentation, I hope to enrich our knowledge of composers' work and new compositions. In the late 20th century, numerous East Asian composers educated Western classical music in their home and went abroad, particularly to Europe and America, to further develop their musicality. Many of them who went through historic political turbulences after the post-war era incorporated their traditional sound into Western art music to express their identity on the global stage. According to musicologists such as Christian Utz, Yaoi Uno Everett, Nancy Lau, and Hisuk Oh, this resulted in a cross-cultural interactions, leading to a synthesis of diverse styles and aesthetics of interculturality. Tae-Soo Kim, a youth composer born in 1980 in South Korea, currently living in the United States, has gained international reputation by sharing similar strategies to East Asian contemporaries. He has learned Western classical music in South Korea until his mid-20s and studied abroad to the United States to enhance his compositional abilities and extend his horizon. As a recipient of Lee Sang-yoon International Composition Prize, he is reviewed as one of the most vibrant composers of his generations for his unique humor and colorful imagination. Previous studies on Kim's music have predominantly focused on his localization of imported tradition within Korean contemporary music. While such research helps to understand his transcultural compositions, it can raise questions about whether the Korea he experienced is the same as the one previous generation went through. In the global era, the concept of culture is changing as diverse types of cultural mobilities and the differences between culture and its boundaries is gradually being resolved. So therefore, in my paper today, I argue that his experience of Korea as a young generation and his living abroad, traversing the trans-Pacific experience, have potential to show a more multifaceted weight of tradition. This diasporic experience can intensify his recognition of his heritage in homeland, which can contribute to intercultural contemporary music. To explore this, I focus on a case study of Tae-Soo Kim's two compositions, 찹쌀떡 for male solo and choir, and 국민 Fantasy for orchestra, as an embodiment of the convergence of external and internal cultural dynamics. This piece reflects the trans-Pacific movement between Korea and America, encompassing both local and global influences. So to conduct this study, I adopt the concept of cultural memory proposed by cultural theorist Ali Osman to examine how the memory becomes embodied in sound within the historical trajectory of Korean contemporary music. By exploring how new generation Korean composers residing overseas represent their memories of their homeland through their compositions, I aim to deepen our understanding of this intercultural aesthetics. Cultural memory indicates the collective experiences, histories, and traditions that shape the identity of a society or a group in relation to its past. Coined by Osman, the concept emphasized the social and cultural dimensions of memory production, transmission, and reception within a collective and social context. So this suggests that individual recollections, as they become situated in a broader community, gradually shape the spirit, value, and cultural identity of that community. So this cultural memory has had a great impact on intercultural compositions, which is important for understanding contemporary Northeast Asian music. According to musicologist Christian Woods, East Asian composers in the global era derived cultural memories by participating in the process of negotiation between their internal and external cultures. Such negotiation emphasized the equal encounter between self and others, not the phenomenon of abandoning one's own cultural identity or assimilating with other cultures. Musicologist Nancy Lau highlights the significance of dynamic and hybrid interactions in engaging intercultural relations, where culture undergoes continuous evolution within societies. This process allows for exchanges, collisions, and modifications, leading to the emergence of new cultural forms and expressions that transcend cultural boundaries. This perspective highlights the focus on generating new artistic expressions beyond the limitation of cultural essentialism or nationalism, and instead emphasize the aesthetic perspective of the creator. Korean contemporary composers across different generations shaped by dynamic political and social events have explored the use of cultural memories in their compositions. Lee Sang-yun, for example, he observed the ideological conflicts of the Cold War and autocratic political situation in Korea while studying abroad in Germany. He incorporated elements of Korean traditional music within a Western musical language to express cultural identity and critiques the absurdities of Korean society. During the 1970s and 80s, the emergence of the theory of national music provided a critical response to the challenges faced by modern music, which had been heavily influenced by Western musical traditions. This development encouraged composers like Tae Bong-jung and Kwon Young-lee to create works that celebrated Korean ethnicity and identity, reflecting a nationalistic perspective. Next, in the Glur era, younger Korean composers have expanded their focus to include broader memories and stories of their homeland. By incorporating various hybrid materials, personal nostalgia, and imagination, they are forging a new artistic realm and identity that goes beyond the earlier juxtaposition and fusion. So this represents a quest for an alternative voice and a reflection of their own cultural tradition and identity in the face of pervasive Western influences. Baeksu Kim has connected traditional Korean music as a musical element with familiar daily life and landscape in Korea, resulting in the presentation of witty modern music. Having pursued studies in composition at SNU and Indiana University, he is currently working as a professor at San Diego State University. Kim's musical approach revolves around capturing the ever-changing modern society of Korea by delving into the individual's daily lives. These two pieces, 찹쌀떡 and Kungmi Fantasy, serves as notable examples of Kim's playful reminiscence of his teenage years. In particular, 찹쌀떡 is a small choral composition that showcases the localization of imported traditions, evoking the nostalgic sound he encountered in the neighborhood of his childhood home. 찹쌀떡 is sweet, gooey, and fluffy ball-shaped rice cake made of glutinous rice and stuffed with a red bean paste. 메밀묵 is jelly made from buckwheat starch, usually served with soy sauce. This material is a local and daily life for Koreans at the time that is different from the macroscopic historical ones experienced by previous generations. Kim's Chapsar Dog was premiered at Indiana University in United States in 2013, and in the program notes, the composer reflects on his past experiences. In winter nights of my early teenage years, there used to be a specific type of vendor wandering around the town selling mostly chapsartok and memimuk. This 4-minute piece, chapsartok, is about one of those windy nights when I heard in the distance the song of chapsartok vendor. In this composition, he depicts the chilling winter breeze as a whee sound of the choir, accompanied by a distant voice. The bander's voice is portrayed by a soloist, a white American male, who represents the character of glutinous rice cake bender. So let's watch this video. Okay. So when listening to this song, it evokes a lively atmosphere that draws upon his childhood memories of ordinary Korean local food and merchants. Although this song consists only of simple melody with the two words chapsartok and memimuk, the soloist movement on stage or distribution of rice cake might be unusual and complex in the context of traditional Western musical performance. In sum, this piece presents a trans-Pacific fusion of culture where the composer's personal memories are portrayed by American voices as cultural outsiders through intercultural compositions. Although the American singers may not possess an in-depth understanding of a history and culture behind the bander's voice, his vocalization and intonation closely capture the essence of Korean sound. This trans-Pacific cultural transplantation consists of the composer's incorporation of Korean local sound into Western choral setting, infused with a creative humor. By invoking universal appetite with particular food culture, this piece appeals to both domestic and international audiences. Another piece that Kim playfully reminisces about his experience during his elementary school days is Hungmin Fantasy. This work consists of 3 movements. The first movement is titled National Gymnastics, the second one is An Island Baby, and the third one is Hibiscus Flowers Had Bloomed. Each movement draws on his memories, children's songs, and the playful culture experience around 1980s. In order to represent cultural memories through music in the work, Kim linked the local sonic landscape of Korea to Western musical framework. In particular, he brings the main musical theme of national gymnastics to the orchestra through various acoustic and electric sound. The National Gymnastics is an energetic and vibrant program that improves the physical strength of the nation that was developed by government. In the first movement, the orchestra plays the theme of national gymnastics, but soon incorporates crude whistle sound and loudspeaker. Let's watch this video.
자, 학생 여러분, 오늘도 힘차게 국민 체조로 하루를 시작하겠습니다. 거기 무슨 놈들 거야? 자, 조용.
Okay, so in this passage, the speaker's narration accompanying the main melody evokes a sense of musical nostalgia for the past. In addition, Kim expresses the westernized Korean sound in intertwined various musical quotations to represent his cultural memories. In the mid of the first movement, there is a moment where it feels like stepping into a frame of memory, presenting in tangles some fragmented melodies. These are familiar to the composer's ears, such as children's song, Korean popular song, jazz, and classical pieces appear in a hybrid and entangled manner. Let's have a listen. Okay, so this collection of musical quotation reveals the composer's real memories and listening experience, displaying a sense of modern Korea. One might raise the question of whether the incorporation of memory in Kim's music merely represents an individual positive and pleasant school experience. However, while his memories are expressed through music, one can also discern the implicit remnants of both westernized Korea and the Japanese colonial period behind it. As these quoted melodies progressed, really, there is an abrupt break and control of individual instruments in response to the conductor's command as she calls out "are in place" through the loudspeaker. The contrast between the flexible and controlled atmosphere indicates the deprived individual freedom, reflecting authority's power and hierarchy system behind it. Kim suggests that national gymnastics, which was fun when I was young, actually originated from totalitarian thinking, and there are also remnants of Japanese colonial rule and military units. This implies that Kim's sensitivity to indigenous culture and satirical perspective on Japanese military influence concealed within a colorful melody. Nonetheless, this work brings the composer's cultural memory to the audience in a friendly way, which is Kim caricatures the remnant of empires in Korean children's play culture. In the third movement, the westernized Korean sound is more strongly revealed in the jazz-infused Korean children's song melody. So this movement, the hibiscus flower had bloomed, which refers to a children's game in Korea similar to red light and green light. The praise of song as 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다. This popularized by the Netflix drama Squid Game, which is used as the main motif in the movement. Taek-soo Kim expressed it through the fusion of free jazz melodies. Let's have a listen. Yes, so this praise is applied with diverse type of percussions and rhythmic gestures, exuding excitement energy. So this passage highlights the modernized Korea and illustrates how Korean music has been influenced and assimilated by Western culture. In song, Kim's work Kumin Fantasy encapsulates a sense of his trans-Pacific memories, recalling the assimilation of Western culture and Japanese colonial remnants into the composer's everyday musical experiences. This means that He spent a considerable amount of time in the United States searching for his identity and artistic expression, but it ended up returning to his past memories in Korea. So his recreation of memories demonstrates through dynamic negotiation between maintaining memories in internal home culture and influencing from external Western culture. So by balancing between his articulation, Korean memories from Western culture, and Korean sound in the framework of Western music, he presents his own unique voice. In conclusion, from earlier generation to the present, Korean composers have undergone historical upheavals, capturing cultural memories through their art music. They have evoked the national spirit of significant historical events and raised sharp criticism of the absurd society in Korea. Despite influence of Western music, the composers have remained their spiritual imprint that preserves national identity and historical heritage in the works. Taeksoo Kim is a notable example of successfully achieving an intercultural aesthetics when trans-Pacific memory is integrated into contemporary music. With his balanced view, between native and foreign culture, he sublimated tradition into a global stage. In other words, as cultural theorist Ali Osman points out, it can be an expression of cultural identity of a non-Western other to the international community through the memory of particular individual within a Western context. This means that his presentation of modernized Korea suggests not only the cultural pluralism, but also the power imbalance of post-colonialism remains within hybrid music. In other words, this composer negotiates complex structural legacies of Euro-American modernity that they had learned through musical articulations of memories of selfhood and community. Thus, by breathing Korean local memories with global music, his music is telling unheard voices by trans-Pacific travels within the contemporary music landscape, offering a platform for the silent other. Thank you for your listening on my presentation. So please email to me if you have some comments or thoughts.